Hi, welcome to Budgeting with Bianca. I'm Bianca. I am a 30-year-old-ish pharmacist. I have a husband and we have one daughter. She is almost 11 months old, and this is our journey to financial success, we'll call it. I am using the budgeting software YNAB. That's what you see here. And today I'm going to go through something a little different. I've never done this before. So I started using YNAB actively in September of 2024. But I did purchase it in January of 2024. Our daughter was born in December of 2023. And while I was on maternity leave, I decided to change around how we budget. We have been budgeting for several years, mostly with Excel files, like in Google Sheets, and then more recently with Mint. However, when that software or that website went down, we switched over to YNAB. So today, what we're going to do first is I'm actually going to do a complete overhaul. So in YNAB, we can see here, so you can do reset available amounts. We're going to reset our available amount. So basically what this is going to do is take all the money out of our available category and send it right back into this box here, which is called the ready to assign box. So this is just telling me what's going to happen. We're going to update that. So currently we have this much to budget with. The next thing I'm going to do is actually go through, we have several expenses to categorize. So we're going to go up here. So this is a linked transfer. So this was our payment to one of our credit cards. So we're going to approve that. Our daughter does go to daycare. So this was our daycare, one of our daycare expenses this week. This is the linked transfer. So it went from our checking to the credit card. I did have a purchase at Costco. This was split into multiple transactions. I did put that in manually, and this is the imported one from our account. I did fill up at Costco. My husband told me he did go to Big B Coffee, and he did correctly put it under his spending money, so good for him. And that was his contribution to his own spending money from sports betting. All right, so excellent. So all of our transactions are dealt with. All right, and so I do have quite a number of categories. I have 123 categories. This does include a pretty extensive wish farm, which we'll see at the top. So let's get into budgeting. The first thing I have up here is our frequent expenses. I'm actually going to close all these and open them up one by one. So for the month, for the rest of the month, we assign about $313 each week for my daughter's daycare. My mom does watch her 2 days a week. So we will need about 2 weeks worth. So I need to add, by my calculation, $626, and you can do math in here, which is very nice. This category is already snoozed. I did snooze it because if I unsnooze it, it will tell me that I need $440 more, but we're already halfway through the month, so we don't need that, so we're going to go ahead and snooze that. We've already spent $100 in dining out. I think I'm not going to sign anything for the rest of the month. We don't dine out that much, so I think we'll be okay there, and if we really need to, I can pull it from groceries. For gas, it's telling me that we need $95 more, so I do use the underfunded button a lot. I think that's a really handy feature. Groceries, I will fully fund that for the month. Household goods, we've already spent $86. I don't think we're going to need anything else. And then for my husband's spending money, let me see how much he had in here before I reassigned everything. So he had 57. So 57.23. Okay, excellent. All right, so that takes care of our frequent expenses. These are things that we spend, multiple times a week. Actually, before I move on, I'm gonna fund, when you do reset available amounts, it does take money out of your credit card payments. So in YNAB, credit card payments or credit cards are treated as debit cards, which is really handy because after we started using YNAB in September, I found out that we were on the credit card float, which I had never heard of before using YNAB. And that really cleared things up for us as to why we weren't able to get like a month ahead in our expenses and kind of reach the goals that we had. So if you don't know about the credit card float, I highly recommend you Google it. YNAB has excellent articles on it. And I will say YNAB's support team is just absolutely fantastic. They walked us through exactly, what the credit card float was, how we knew that we were on it, and then how to get out of it. So I will bring up, after I've assigned all the money, I will bring up our financial goals and kind of where we're headed. So let me look at how much I need to assign to each credit card. Okay. So to my Chase card, I need this much and 83 cents. And I am looking at my phone here with how much I need. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just do the underfunded button. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So this N Chase Sapphire is the one that's still on the credit card float. I did go ahead and set up a payoff by balance date. So by February 2025, we want to pay off and get basically out of the credit card float. So this is how much we have total on it. And so I am going to do underfunded there and underfund the State Farm card. The rest, these two cards do not have anything on them. And this Quicksilver card was just paid off. So we are good there. All right, let's go back up to quality of life. I did snooze the date night category for this month as well as family activities. And I will explain why when I go over our goals. So for the rest of this, I am just going to fully fund this. Family photos we do every single year. We just had them done. Hosting is kind of my, we'll say, extra category. So obviously we have Thanksgiving in November in America. So anything that I buy for that doesn't include groceries will come out of that. And then we do get the Love Every subscription for my daughter. So I am on track to renew that in April of 2025. I'm estimating it's going to be about $500 a year, so I can prepay for a lot of those toy boxes. And then I do have monthly cleaning service. I didn't even set a goal to this. This is something that I would love to be able to fund in the future, but right now it's just not in the cards. All right, travel is gonna stay zero because we have a lot of other things that we need to focus on, but I do already know that I have a bachelorette party that I'm actually planning that will likely be in May, maybe to New Orleans, so I have that already ready to go. And then we are going to a wedding in June in Colorado. So we need to save up money. I do have a goal set for that of $3,600. That might be adjusted depending on what we can find for housing. So we will work on that in the next, month or two probably. Next trip is just a holding category. I'm not going to put a balance on this. This is, if we ever run into extra money. Hilarious, I know. We will just put that there, and that can be assigned to whatever trip we have coming up next. And then my husband and I decided that In 2028, for our 10-year anniversary, we would love to go to Ireland, and then in 2030, take our family um, to Disney. So, but again, that'll stay zero. All right, true expenses. So if you're not familiar with the YNAB method, one of their 4 rules is to save for your true expenses. And those would be things that are, not your non-monthly, not your monthly bills, excuse me, but things that you know are coming. So, for example, this ACCP membership dues. So, I am a pharmacist. I do belong to the American College of Clinical Pharmacy, or ACCP, and every April 30th, 2025 is when my membership dues are due. Those are $325 a year, and YNAB, if you set up the target correctly. So this is set up as a yearly target of $325. You put it by, when it's due by, and next year, what do you want to do with it? And it will calculate out how much you need to save. So for this one, I need to save $54.17. I'm actually going to leave a lot of these alone for now. We will come back to this big number after we funded a couple of other things. So I'm actually going to undo that. All right. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to skip through all this. Okay. Celebrations. So baby showers is snoozed. My birthday was earlier this month, but we did not get a chance to celebrate yet with me and my husband. So I know he's planning on taking me to dinner. So I'm actually going to fully fund this. My daughter's birthday is in December, and I actually am going to put $300 in here because we are throwing her 2 parties. I'm going to subtract the 87.50 from here. Okay, perfect. So I want this available number to be $300. I did already spend for this. I bought some decorations for the party. We live in a different state than my in-laws, and so we're going to have one party here on our actual birthday at home, and then we're going to, when we go see our in-laws later that week, we're going to have another birthday party for her. So lucky her, she gets 2. Family birthdays is snoozed for this month, as well as general gift giving, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We don't have any family birthdays this month. My husband's birthday, yep, I snoozed. His birthday was in August, so we don't need anything there. Presents does not have a target on it yet, but I know I'm gonna want to give a couple presents for my in-laws' kids' birthdays that are in December. Wedding gifts, I do need to assign $100. I was just in a wedding a week ago, and I know we gave her a check, so I want to make sure that that money is accounted for. That will come out of our account probably next week or so. And the winter holidays, I am going to underfund that. I think I had more in here, but we can come back to that. All right, let me close that out. All right, long-term goals. Right now I have 2 in here. So I have my eye surgery that I would love to get done. My employer does cover LASIK and PRK and Smile, but unfortunately when I did my evaluation, I didn't qualify for any of those. So I would love to get ICL. If any of you have had ICL surgery, please let me know so I know how it goes. I do know one person that's got it personally and has really benefited from it and loved the experience. But it will be close to $9,000. So I will need to save for that for quite some time, I think. So it'll be a little bit before we get there. And then the Diana Savings Fund, I had $44 in here. Why is it doing that? Probably because I had a negative number in here. That would be This savings fund idea actually came from another YouTuber who does YNAB Budget with me's. Her channel is The Good Midlife Crisis, so shout out to her. Um, she saves the age of her nephews and her niece, I believe, each week. And so, since my daughter is not yet one, I basically put aside $1 for each week she was. So she's about 44 weeks old, so that's how much she gets. All right, and my fun money, I know I gave myself $20 this month. I don't give myself a lot of fun money. My fun money is spending all the rest of money in the budget. And I don't have any haircuts coming up, so I don't need anything for that. All right, moving on. Oh yes, the bills. Okay, let's see if I click the entire category. So we need $1,411.09. I think I'm just going to fully fund this. These are bills that either come out every month or are things that I know I will need. So unlike the true expenses, these are things that we for sure are going to need at some point during the year. So Amazon Prime, our auto insurance, which already came out, so you can see it says fully spent, so it did not put any money in there as available because we don't need it this month. My life insurance, I don't know why that's snoozed. Oh, because actually we just got rid of my disability insurance from State Farm, so I'm actually going to do that. And I think it will be about, let's just put 160 in here and then I will snooze it again. Okay, perfect. I don't know how much the disability was on its own. This is kind of a combined category, so if there's any left over in here, it will just roll over into next month. My BPS is the cost of my continuing education that I have to do for my job. Cooper is our dog, so he needs food. We just bought that. Cooper has insurance through Banfield, so that's at $65. Costco membership, I don't know what's going on with this. I thought I had it set to renew September because that's when I paid it last year, but it has not yet renewed in 2024. So it's setting aside more money for 2025's renewal. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. This is my daughter's life insurance. This college fund, we do not fund right now. Actually, our parents give us $50 for her. I do have a scheduled transaction in there. I don't know where that's seen, but oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So one upcoming transaction. So it comes out of College Station on the 16th, so tomorrow, probably Monday. And so after that, I will have $0 in there. And then comes the boring stuff, electricity, heat, gas, and then our Google Photos. I do pay for storage because I have lots of pictures on my phone. Our HOA is $100. I think that's what I have budgeted for. Yep, and that's due every February. We have our internet. This is my liability insurance that I pay for separately from my job. Both me and my husband do have long-term care insurance, so we fund that on our own. Our mortgage gets taken out on the first of the month, so that's already paid for. Music is Spotify, which keeps going up in price. Not happy about it. This is my husband's life insurance. We also have a phone bill, and then the Ring security system is actually fully funded for the year because I think it comes out in November, or at least that's when I put it to be taken out by. Our one credit card, our Sapphire, has an annual fee, so that is on track. Our sewage is taken out every 3 months, and we only pay about $20, or I'm sorry, $40. Yeah, $41.23 is what I have budgeted every 3 months. So, and it's due in January of 2025. So we're good there. Thrive Market, I have snoozed. I'm not sure if I'm going to renew this or not. I'm finding that I can get a lot of things cheaper at Costco. So we'll see. I'm not funding it yet. It's pretty inexpensive. So I can fund that in 1 month if needed. Our TV is good. Water just came out today. And then the YNAB subscription, what I'm using. So we're good with the bills. Oh, okay. Loans. Okay. Loans we're going to have to fund fully. Yep. So my car loan. So this auto loan looks a little different than all the other categories that I've opened up. In YNAB, you can link loan accounts. So if you open up the payoff simulator, it will show you, this is how much interest I have remaining, and then I have 2 years and 4 months on our car loan left, and you can play around with the monthly payment or the payoff date to see how much you would put forward, like extra each month to pay it off faster. And again, I will get back to that when I go over the goals. But for right now, I do need to fully fund this. It does need to come out still. My student loans, and then my husband's student loan, one of his already came out. This one is currently on the SAVE plan with the government, with federal loans. So it has not come out in a while, but it does. I am going to fund it because I think that is stopping, that forbearance, the administrative forbearance is stopping. So I think it will get taken out this month, but I'm honestly not sure. But we will see. This extra debt payment is just a holding category. I do have a target of 1,000, so I would, after we get through some of our other things that we need to pay off, I would like to set aside at least $1,000 each month to send towards any of our loans. But not today. All right. Okay. Yeah, so the Rita with the vomiting emoji. So unfortunately, we have to pay city taxes. And silly me, I did not realize that we had never paid our city taxes in 2022 or 2023. So we need to pay that. I am for sure going to fully fund our Rita 2022. We definitely need to get that paid off as soon as possible. And I will come back to the 2023 Rita. Next month, reimbursement, holding, and then miscellaneous are just holding categories, for those reasons. So if, like for example, last month I went on a work trip, I put anything that I knew was going to get reimbursed in that reimbursement holding category. All right, next State Farm agency. So my husband does work for State Farm. He is on track to open his own agency. He does need to complete some exams and licensures. So that's these categories. So each of them have targets for various amounts. That's how much the the study material is. But we won't fund that just yet. And then Wish Farm and Wish List have nothing in them, although we do have a quite extensive wish list that I would love to work on eventually. But again, today is not that day. And then we have our credit cards funded. Okay, so we still have 1,057 left. Okay, but we have not yet done anything with true expenses. So if I click on the category, okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to underfund this. So that basically fully funds everything with its goal. Okay, I don't have anything in clothing. My husband and I do not need any more clothing. I am going to put more in baby supplies. We've had to buy, diapers and wipes and all that fun stuff. We do need to finally get a convertible car seat. She's still in her infant carrier. She's a little peanut. But I'm going to put aside about $50 for that right now. And if I use that for other things, then, we'll put more money in there. Cooper does not need to be boarded. We're not going anywhere. Or if we do, my parents watch him. Dental is just a holding category. Okay, so I am going to put about $400 in estate planning. We did just meet with an estate planning attorney on Tuesday, and he quoted us about $800 to establish a trust. Okay, I don't need anything in garden and lawn maintenance because it's winter here. Medical and medications are, again, just recording or just categories that if I do have an expense, they get put in there. We do have an FSA through my job, so we should not be spending anything on medications or medical expenses because that comes through that. We do fund that each year. Okay, I don't know why this is snoozed. I'm gonna unsnooze tolls because, oh, no. That's for December. We will be traveling in September, so we will need to fund the tolls category to get to where we need to be. Okay. I'm just gonna open everything up and do one last scroll, and with the rest of this money, what I will do is go forward into December and assign things there. Okay, let's just double check. But I think everything looks good. I don't know why Amazon Prime doesn't have the bar, like the green bar here. Who knows? All right, loans are taken care of. Okay, I am actually gonna fund. So I'm actually gonna fund half of Rita. So there's this. There's an extension kit for YNAB through Google Chrome that I downloaded. So I'm gonna fund half of this for now. And we can close these up. Credit card payments are taken care of. Nick safe for emergencies. Okay, perfect. So in YNAB, their rule number 4 is get a month ahead. So basically what that means is you should be using November's paychecks to fund December, and you live off of October's paychecks in November. So that is one of our goals. Okay, daycare. Oh, I did actually get paid today, so I did assign money into December already. So that actually means I have more money to assign in November. Okay, we only need $491 in December for my daughter's daycare because of the holidays. I'm not going to assign anything to dining out. I'm not going to assign anything to Nick's spending for now. What I'm going to do is close all these up because I want to make sure our bills are funded first. Okay, so if I click under funded, what is this number? Okay, whoa, that's a lot. Okay, that includes our rent though. Okay, so, all right, then we'll just go line by line. So I'm gonna definitely fund our auto insurance because we're gonna have to pay that. I am going to anything that says like a Costco membership, because that's due once a year. I'm not gonna fund that just yet with this paycheck or with this money left over. And I'm also going to prioritize things that are due first, other than our mortgage, because that is already halfway funded. So I won't need that. Okay, I am going to go down. I'm going to fund my auto loan all the way. I was able to fund this for December fully. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay. So my life insurance, we're gonna fund that. We're gonna fund my daughter's life insurance. What else? Google Photos. So anything that I will click now has to be under the $65. So I'm gonna underfund that. I'm going to do my liability. I'm going to do our Spotify. And $17 left. do with that? Okay, I'm going to put the rest of this in household goods. All right, perfect. So number one rule in YNAB is get all of this money assigned, give it all a job. So that's it. It is done. So I've been talking a lot about goals. I wanted to pull up our financial goals for the next several years because this will take well over a year to complete. So as we reviewed, we do have our city taxes to pay. That's called RETA. So that is our number one goal. And we should be able to get that done by the end of the year. We do want to get out of the credit card float. And then after that, I want to get 1 month ahead in our frequent expenses, our bills, and our loans, which, as you can see, we kind of are already. So like for the month of December, we have most of our frequent expenses already budgeted for. So the daycare says it needs $1,000 more, but you can't snooze targets that are not in the current month. So as soon as December 1st hits, I will snooze this. But so that's a little bit inaccurate there. Our true expenses are not fully funded at all for the month of December, but a somewhat decent amount of our bills are funded already, and it's November 15th. So we're definitely well on our way, and then all of our loans are funded. So that makes me feel really good. Once we are able to get ahead in our frequent expenses, bills, and loans, I want to get 1 month ahead in all of our categories, and then I want to build up our true expenses. And so for that, I'll go back to November. So for example, each month I'm setting aside $25 for auto maintenance. We're going to need way over that. So I have at the bottom here, I want $3,000 total in here. So what I'd like to do is to be able to put a big chunk of change into these big categories. So auto maintenance, what else is there? Garden and lawn, I want about, what did I say, $500, yep. Home furnishings, $500 each, so as a total. And you can actually change the target. So once we have, for example, $500 in our home furnishings, I will actually edit the target to custom. And instead of set aside, we're going to fill up to that $500. So if I spend, $100 on a rug, for example, it will pull money out of home furnishings. And then next month, it will prompt me to fill it back up to $500. So that's what I plan to do in the future. Home maintenance is going to be a really big one because at first I would like to get $1,000 and then at least $5,000 in there. We will at some point need a new furnace. You just never know. Home repair supplies, so that's things like, screwdrivers, tape measure, nails, whatever other silly things. I don't even think, $200 for the goal there. This new roof, so we will need to replace our roof. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be, but we will need to start funding this very soon. New tires for our car, and then our next car. We do have two pretty, brand new cars. Mine's a 2020. Yeah, I believe it's 2020. And my husband's in 2021, but it's new to us as of March of this year. So we're going to take good care of it. So we don't need to save up that, a lot very quickly. But we do want about $25,000 in there for the next car. And oil changes for our cars. I just got one. And then I think my husband needs to get one soon. So we can pull from something if we need to add into that because it will cost about $50. Our passport renewal is good. Technology would be like replacement of phones. We both have Apple Watches, AirPods, things like that. So that is our plan for our true expenses. And then last but not least, we do want to pay off my car loan. We were able to buy my husband's car in cash in March, so we only have one car payment currently, and I only have about $6,000 left on our car loan, so we're going to pay that off, I think, very early next year. And then we're going to tackle my husband's student loans. So combined, we have over $200,000 in student loan debt. I will hopefully be able to pay mine off with public service loan forgiveness. However, that is not an option for my husband. So we will need to tackle that. I did pick up a PRN position, another job, to be able to get extra cash flow, and my husband is able to work. He does work commissions, so hopefully combined we can pay that off in about 5 years. So with that, that is our budget for November. Join me next time at the end of November where we will budget December and maybe into January. Bye.